Dear students and teachers, welcome to digital classes. Today in this session we are going to learn about the key concepts of 8th and 9th class, which are very essential to understand the topics of 10th class biology. In this session we are going to learn about human diseases and controlling methods. Students, now watch this video on your screen. Students, here you will notice a housefly hovering over the food, isn't it? Then what will happen if we take this kind of food contaminated with flies? By taking food that is infested with flies, we may get diseases. Then students, what is a disease? Disease is a physical, mental and a social abnormality of a person. Usually when disease occur, the body does not perform its regular activities properly. Such a condition is called as a disease. The microorganisms that cause diseases are called as pathogens. Examples for pathogens are bacteria, virus, protozoan and fungi. Some organisms like rats and mosquitoes carries these pathogens from one place to another place and from one person to another person. This kind of organisms are called as vectors or carriers. For example, Plasmodium parasite causes malaria in human beings. Here female Anopheles mosquito acts as a vector or carrier for Plasmodium parasite. Students, have you observed in your home any person gets cold, automatically remaining family members also they are going to get the cold. Then why this happens? Means when the diseased person, means the cold containing person sneezes, automatically disease causing organisms, nothing but pathogens enters into the air. Automatically that pathogens reaches to the healthy people, they causes cold. By this method cold transfers from one person to another person. The diseases which transfers from one person to another person are called as a contagious disease or communicable diseases. Examples for contagious diseases are cold, conjunctivitis, smallpox, swine flu, chickenpox, tuberculosis, typhoid and corona. Here these communicable diseases, they are going to be transmitted by air, food and water, by the objects used by the patient. By these all methods the disease will transfer from one person to another person. Many diseases are transmitted through air in crowded places. Here the pathogen of cholera, that is nothing but Vibrio cholerae, transmitted through water and causes cholera disease in humans. And when the water is going to be contaminated or by drinking polluted water, these pathogens may enter into the human body and causes cholera. We have some diseases, they are transmitted by sexual activities. They are called as sexually transmitted diseases. Example for sexually transmitted diseases are syphilis, gonorrhea and AIDS. These sexually transmitted diseases are not transmitted by shaking hands and by hugging, by walking together. Next we have one sexually transmitted disease, that is nothing but HIV AIDS. This HIV AIDS will be transmitted from one person to other person through the sexual contacts, through contaminated syringes and through contaminated blood transfusion, and also the AIDS will be transmitted from pregnant mother to her unborn child. Students, already you know that some diseases last for only few days, but some diseases may last for long period of time. Why it is going to be happened. Means here some types of diseases last for very short period of time, that kind of diseases are called as a acute diseases or a short term diseases. The well known example for acute disease or short term disease is a common cold, and some types of diseases last for a long period of time, that kind of diseases are called as a chronic diseases or a long term diseases. For example, elephantiasis, also called as a filariasis, it is a common disease in India. If it is going to be infected once, it can last for a lifetime. Here you may observe the image of a elephantiasis disease on your screen. And here next the short term and long term diseases affect our body in different ways. In short term diseases, health is not completely damaged and can be recovered, but chronic diseases can lead to complete damage of health. Sometimes death may also occur. Short term disease does not cause weight loss and damage to the respiratory system, but a long term disease called TB, that is nothing but tuberculosis bacteria, which causes TB in human beings. It is one long term disease. Due to the TB, lot of disadvantages we may observe. Human is going to lose his weight, and lot of health damage also takes place in this disease. Next we will see the bacterial diseases in human beings. Here the bacterial diseases in human beings are tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid, diphtheria, pertussis, it is also called as a whooping cough, and tetanus, etc. And first we will discuss regarding tuberculosis. This tuberculosis disease, it is caused by a bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Here lot of cough is going to be observed in this disease. Mainly the main symptoms of this TB are cough, fever, and weight loss we may observe. Here we have one vaccine, that is nothing but BCG vaccine. The BCG vaccine is used to prevent this disease. Here you may observe the picture of a BCG vaccine. And next we have cholera and typhoid. These two diseases are waterborne diseases. These two diseases are because of bacteria only. When we eat contaminated food, and as well as when we drink polluted water, we may get this kind of typhoid and cholera diseases. Mainly we may observe vomiting and diarrhea in these diseases. By maintaining the personal hygiene, and as well as by closing the food vessels with the help of lids, and also by drinking boiled and cooled water, we may control this kind of disease. And next we have diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. These three diseases are also caused by bacteria. Here these diseases may transmitted by direct contact and as well as by drinking contaminated water. And here to prevent these three diseases, we may use one vaccine called DPT vaccine. The full form of DPT is diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus, and this DPT vaccine is also called as a triple antigen. And next we have peptic ulcers. For many years everybody used to think that gastric ulcers or peptic ulcers are due to acid produced in a stomach and causes bleeding and pain in a stomach and duodenum. But two scientists related to Australia, Marshall and Warren, have discovered that Helicobacter pylori is the bacterium that causes gastric or peptic ulcers. Warren observed these small curved bacteria in the lower part of the stomach in many patients. Warren and Marshall found in their study that the disease could be cured only by killing the bacteria. The disease can be prevented by using antibiotics in the first stage of the disease in the short period of time. Next, we will discuss regarding viral diseases in human beings, and the first viral disease is a smallpox. Here smallpox is a viral disease that is transmitted through the air. The causative microorganism is the variola virus. This disease can be prevented by vaccination. Students, have you ever seen someone suffering with red rashes on their body? Yes, this disease is called as measles. It is an airborne viral disease. The MMR vaccine is used to prevent this. The full form of MMR is measles, mumps and rubella. And next we have another disease, that is mumps. It is also one airborne viral disease. The causative microorganism is a myxovirus parotidis. In this disease, the salivary glands are swollen and contains pain in this disease. MMR vaccine is used to prevent this disease. And next we have another viral disease, that is polio. And this polio, it is also called as infantile paralysis. It is a viral disease transmitted through air and water. Polio drops, nothing but oral polio vaccine. These polio drops are used to prevent this polio disease. And next we have another disease, that is nothing but swine flu. And this swine flu, it is also called as a pig influenza. Here in this disease, pigs act as vectors for this disease. Cough, fever and fatigue are the symptoms of this disease. The disease can be prevented by vaccination. Another viral disease, that is dengue fever. This dengue fever, it is also called as breakbone fever. Dengue is a viral disease transmitted by Aedes aegypti mosquitoes. The disease can be prevented by adapting various controlling methods of a mosquito population. Next we have another viral disease in human, that is chikungunya. This chikungunya is a viral disease transmitted by mosquitoes. The major symptoms of this chikungunya are fever and joint pains. It can also be prevented by adapting various methods of controlling the mosquito population. And next we have Japanese encephalitis. It is also one viral disease transmitted by female Culex mosquitoes. The disease can be prevented by using mosquito nets, using mosquito repellents and avoiding water storage in surroundings. And now next we are going to discuss one pandemic disease, that is nothing but COVID-19. This COVID-19 is a viral disease that is transmitted by direct contact and through air. The name of the pathogen is a coronavirus. Here the major symptoms of this disease are cough, cold, high fever and a sore throat. By maintaining social distance, wearing mask and washing hands with soap can help to prevent this. Students, now let us discuss about a protozoan disease in human beings. In humans, protozoans mainly causes malaria and amoebiasis. And here malaria is a disease transmitted by the protozoan parasite Plasmodium. The major symptoms of the disease includes fever, headache and nausea. The disease can be prevented by controlling the mosquito population. The another protozoal disease is amoebiasis, and this disease is caused by protozoan parasite called Entamoeba histolytica. The major symptoms of this disease are abdominal pain and bloody viscous diarrhea are the symptoms here. And by maintaining personal hygiene and by drinking boiled and cooled water, we can prevent this disease. Students, up to now we have discussed different bacterial, viral and protozoan diseases in human beings. Now we will discuss regarding malnutritional disease in human beings. Students, observe this picture. Students, how this girl looks? Is she active and healthy? Students, when we are unable to take proper nutrients in our regular diet, we may get diseases. That kind of diseases are called as malnutrition. Here malnutrition can be as follows. They are protein malnutrition, calorie malnutrition, protein and calorie malnutrition. Now we will discuss regarding one protein malnutritional disease, that is nothing but kwashiorkor. The disease is caused by lack of proteins in our regular diet. In this disease, body parts appear swollen due to the accumulation of water between the cells in the body. The skin becomes dry and suffers from diarrhea, and we are unable to observe proper growth in these people suffering from kwashiorkor. By eating proteins containing food in our diet, we may overcome this disease. And next we have another malnutritional disease, that is nothing but marasmus. The disease is caused by lack of carbohydrates, proteins and fats in our regular diet. The disease is more common in children born as soon as the mother becomes pregnant. Proper growth is not observed in this disease and looks weak. And these people also suffer from dry skin and also diarrhea. Obesity is caused by eating a high calorie food. Excess body fat in these patients can lead to overweight. Obesity is the gateway to various diseases. Children with obesity suffer from heart, kidney and gallbladder related problems. Students, then what we have to do to overcome this kind of disease? Means when we take balanced diet, then what is balanced diet? Here the diet which contains all the nutrients in a proper proportions, means carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, all the nutrients in a proper proportion required by the body. When we take this kind of a balanced diet, we may control this kind of a disease. Students, up to now we discussed different diseases in human beings. Now we will see controlling methods of disease. Here we have principles of disease prevention. Mainly there are three limitations in curing the disease. They are: diseases are not cured completely due to the metabolic disorder, taking long time to cure the disease. The person with the disease becomes a source of transmission of the disease to others. Here these limitations leads to the multiplication of the above difficulties. So prevention is better than cure. Now we will see preventive methods of diseases. There are two ways to prevent the diseases. They are general methods and as well as specific to each disease by improving the resistance power to the particular disease. Now we will see general method of controlling diseases. In general method of controlling diseases, for example, in airborne diseases, we can prevent exposure by providing living conditions that are not overcrowded. For waterborne microbes, we can prevent exposure by providing safe drinking water. This can be done by treating the water to kill any microbial contamination. For vector-borne infections, we can provide clean environments for example, free or a breeding ground of infectious disease causing organisms and their vectors. And next we have the second method of preventing disease, that is a unique method by improving the resistance power. Here, to understand this, we have to know the principle involved in a vaccination. When a person is infected, the body's immune system has the ability to fight with pathogens. First, it detects the pathogens and responds to them and remembers them specially for a lifetime. The second time, same pathogen or any other foreign organism enters the body, our body's immune system fights very hard and eliminates the infection sooner than the first time. Vaccinations are based on this principle. In these vaccines, the dead or inactivated pathogen enters into the body and our immune system is alerted to face the pathogens. Vaccine helps to eliminate the disease completely. Vaccines have already been developed to prevent diseases such as polio, measles, whooping cough, tetanus and diphtheria. Students, up to now we have discussed regarding human diseases and preventive methods. Now we will see what we have learnt in this session. A disease is a physical, mental and a social abnormality of a person. In this condition, the body does not perform its regular activities properly. The microorganisms that causes disease are called as pathogens. Some type of diseases last for few days and these diseases are called as a short-term disease or acute disease. The example for acute disease is a common cold. And next we have some types of disease last for a long time. These diseases are called as a long-term disease or a chronic disease. Example, elephantiasis. A variety of microorganisms can cause a variety of diseases in human beings. They are bacterial diseases, viral diseases, protozoan diseases, etc. Diseases caused by lack of nutrients are called as malnutrition, and examples for malnutrition are kwashiorkor, marasmus and obesity. There are three limitations in curing the disease. They are: the disease is not cured due to the disorder in metabolic activities, taking long time to cure the disease. Third one, that is the person with the disease becomes a source of transmission of the disease to others. So, prevention is better than cure. There are two preventive methods of disease. They are preventing the spread of disease causing organisms. The second one is developing resistance power to the specific disease. Now, students, answer these questions here. What is a disease? How does it affect the body? What is the difference between pathogens and vectors? Give any two examples of carriers. Differentiate between long-term diseases and short-term diseases. Explain the role of vaccines in boosting the immunity. Describe malnutritional disease in human beings. Give two examples for sexually transmitted disease. Explain the methods to control the disease. Explain the disease caused by bacteria in human and methods of control. Students, today in this session we have learnt about what is disease, different type of diseases in human beings, pathogens and vectors, malnutritional disease in human beings and principles of prevention of disease and controlling methods of disease. Students, we will meet again another day with another topic. Okay? Thank you.